Alright, as we enter the Valley of Bowser, we're in the final stretch of the Super Mario World walkthrough here on Video Games 101. As we just have the Valley of Bowser's levels, and of course the hidden areas as well, the Star Road and the special levels after that. Go down right here to grab yourself the first Dragon Coin here in the Valley of Bowser. Level 1. We can use the Cape Twirl to kill the chillest enemies in all of Super Mario World, the Monty Moles. Grab yourself the second Dragon Coin by taking the top route right there. Some charge and chucks if you go down. But we're going to go up top, and we're going to wait for a Monty Mole to move right to left here, and then ride him back to grab ourselves a 3-up moon if you go to the right here. Very nice. Grab the third Dragon Coin by taking this second from the top route. We can use the Cape Spin to grab some lesser power-ups. Drop down one level and then drop down again and jump here to create a bridge for yourself for the return trip. Grab the fourth Dragon Coin. We're going to go up and around here, letting the charge and chucks cut a path for us. Oblivious to the fact that they just helped us out right there. Again, if you have the Cape Spin, take them out quite easily. There is a vine in that block, which we just ran over as we get the final Dragon Coin for this stage. Yeah, if you fly up or hit the vine right here, if you take that all the way up, then you will get to another one of those match games, which, again, Fluff gave you the hack for earlier, but we're just going to head for the exit here. And move right on to Valley of Bowser 2. We have a secret exit in the next one. Where we'll have access to, depending on which exit we take, the Ghost House for the Valley, as well as the Fortress for the Valley. Not to be confused with Bowser's Fortress, obviously, but you can see them both right there. At this soon-to-be crossroads. Another one of those stages which requires a lot of patience, especially when we want both exits, because we're at the mercy of the timetable of these moving surfaces here, the floor. Not my favorite. Yeah, if I have one vice, one weakness, one whatever you want to call it, it is impatience in my platforming games. Just like to charge right through. As you've probably seen many times with a lot of games, just seen me take needless damage. If you have a Yoshi right there, this will take you, those wings will take you to one of those secret Yoshi areas that we have seen before, but not necessary for getting either of the secret or the normal exit here. Anyway, as part of me dies, while we painstakingly wait for this screen to move, it's not difficult. Like I said, it's very time consuming. So to help me kill some time right here, stave off the monotony of this section, yeah, let's bring in Fluff for another Fluff fact about Super Mario World. Fluff?
One more note about the Koopa Kids, Professor. While in the 80s, 90s, and even into the 2000s, these baddies were referred to as the Koopa Kids and were said to be the offspring of King Koopa, that's Bowser himself. Mario creator Shigeru Miyamoto and Nintendo have walked back that theory in recent years. Since New Super Mario Bros. Wii, the kids have been more often referred to as Koopalings, who are the minions of Bowser without bearing any relation to him by blood. While no explanation as to why they changed the lore has been given, I'd expect it's because no one at Nintendo wants anyone to think about Bowser smashing. And who would that even be with, Professor?
Yeah, I don't know. I know I don't want to either, and I'm sorry we put that thought in your head, class. But good call. Yeah, I don't know why the change right there. That's a good question. Yeah, still waiting. Haven't even gotten through the first loop of this yet. Again, not difficult, just very slow. The only difficulty comes from making sure that you don't move prematurely when it comes to going through any of these sections. We can go above and over here to access the secret exit. Grab the key. This feels very much like Super Mario 2, the Doki Doki Panic international version of Super Mario 2. As much as I'd love to move on to the fortress, let's do the normal exit here. Just fly through this first section, try to avoid as much of this as possible. It didn't work out exactly. But, yeah, what else? What else can we say? What else can we tell you? Oh, you can, Fluff probably would have told us this, but we just went to him. You can revisit any of the castles you've already beaten by holding down L and R when you're over one of the busted castles, and yes, you can re-enter it for, if, you know, whatever reason. There's some opportunities, obviously, like we mentioned earlier, where you can grab a lot of extra lives by staying on the fences and just racking up consecutive kills on the Rexes, or not the Rexes, but the Koopa Troopas that are climbing those, so opportunities there. Meant to ask this earlier, class, but might as well do it now. We got nothing else going on. Which of the artists which inspired the Koopa Kids' American names, Davy Brooks, which is your favorite of the bunch? Which do you listen to the most? We got Roy Orbison, Wendy O. Williams, was the Plasmatics. You had Lemmy Kilmister, Motorhead, Iggy Pop, or Beethoven. Probably some fans of Beethoven out there. Yeah, you know we're hard up for commentary here when we are asking if you prefer Beethoven or Motorhead. But this is where we are nonetheless. So this will take us to the ghost house for this area, but we have that fortress, the Valley Fortress, which we can access by virtue of the secret exit which we took here. And that actually opens up the sort of the back entrance to Bowser's castle here, and gotta be very careful there, especially if you're big Mario. If you're small, it's not an issue, but yeah, just run to the right there and then duck to make sure you don't get crushed. Be very quick here to make sure you don't get crushed, but yeah, I guess just in the interest of showing you everything here, we'll go for the back entrance to Bowser's castle, and I guess we'll take him on, but we'll speed it up. I want to make sure that we do that just so that we get the full experience. So we're going to head back to the right now and go up into the Valley Fortress here. Let's knock this out first. A lot more of these instant death spikes here if they hit you from above, so they give you that little hint when they're about to come down first. And this is some of the trickiest platforming in the game because they gave you very limited windows to get through here, and there's a section coming up in just a second where they come down even faster. So, not the easiest. That section wasn't too bad, but yeah, having the Cape Feather here kind of allows you to kind of float in as it's about to come up, essentially. That first one's not bad. That one's not bad, but that's very tight. Alright, there we go. But anyway, more Resners wait for you on the other side, but yeah, that's some of the most difficult platforming in this entire game right there. And that was a little dangerous. I think we're safe here. Platforms were disappearing and alarming right there, but alright, so we're about to head into Bowser's Castle, the back entrance. We're going to see this when we go in the front door eventually anyway, so I think we're going to speed this up. And speaking of speed, while we're doing this, let's bring in Fluff for a fact about speedrunning this game.
Somewhat similar to Super Mario Bros. 3, it's possible to beat this game much faster and specifically in just 12 levels. Whereas in Mario 3 you had to use 2 warp whistles you could obtain in the first few levels to jump ahead to the final world, here you make use of the Star Road warp points. Play through Yoshi's Island stages 2, 3, and 4, and Iggy's Castle, followed by the secret exit for Donut Plains 1, the secret exit for Donut Secret 1, then the secret exit for Donut's Secret House. Take the Star Road entrance and play through Star Worlds 1 through 4, then take the adjacent Star Road exit to walk right up to Bowser's front door for the final level. It's certainly not easy, as you won't have the very useful red and green switch blocks activated for that final Star World, but this speedrunning route allows you to complete this game in less than 15 minutes if you don't lose any lives.
Good call, Fluff, as we hit the reset button here. We're gonna go back after we essentially just saved our game, I guess, after that fortress. But there you go, back entrance. Just wanted to do that. Let's head back to the ghost house. If nothing else, this is a chance to bank some more lives, which actually work towards our count. Just something demoralizing about grabbing all these extra lives and not seeing that number go up at all, so. Hence the reset. So there's 2 different ways to beat this Valley Ghost House here. If you're quick, you can grab yourself an extra life right at the very end. And the different doors that we just passed take you to different areas. The middle doors will take you to the normal exit. This is probably one of, if not the most difficult of the secret exits to get. Be very careful. Again, we're controlling this snake with our D-pad. Gotta make sure that you don't... Oh god, are we gonna miss this here? Oh! Don't tell me we don't bring you the drama here on Video Games 101. That was like something Stallone would have done in insert your own action movie of choice, or Schwarzenegger if he was your preference in the 90s. But regardless, that was pretty satisfying. But be very careful when you're controlling that coin snake right there for the different blocks, because if you just go straight up, you can't ride it like that. Mario will essentially get crushed. He'll get sucked in between a block and it'll act like you're being crushed right there. So anyway, grab that one up, and this time we're going to take the second, one of the last 2 exits before that last one. So I guess 3 and 4 from the left will take you to this normal exit right here. And on to Valley of Bowser 3. You can see we made that shortcut to Larry's Castle, but we're going to skip that. We'll go the honest way. And here we have little platforms which show you the amount of gas they have in the tank, essentially, in seconds. So we get 4 seconds here on this platform. Another instance we're having a cape feather. Very useful, surprise. And we have another mini game right if you go through here. You can also use it as a very miniature shortcut. Not useful at all, really. Just splits us out on the other side of just that pit right there is where we entered, essentially. So use this spring right here, grab yourself a fire flower. Guess I'll take that over a mushroom, but honestly, not a bad level to, on that long piece of land which we just came from, to get some speed and maybe just fly through the rest of this level. Got some of those oversized bonsai bills coming in here in just a second. There you go, right on cue. The more we can hover, the better. Just make sure you're not coming down without a platform in front of you and straight into the path of a bonsai bill. But eventually you'll get to the end. Thankfully just the single exit right there. And one last underground level here. As you can see, we have another secret exit to this one. And Valley of Bowser 4. Got some digging chucks. Just digging giant boulders to launch at us or fling at us. You drop down in this pipe to get in this little ice land area here. The only thing to really grab here is this cape feather. Otherwise, just come right back out the other side of this pipe. And you'll see it backtracked us a little bit, but I'd say it's worth it to pick up that cape feather right there. Grab yourself a vine to climb. And you'll find a Yoshi in this block right here, and this Yoshi is essential for getting the secret exit to this stage. Actually, we need to swallow the key through a wall to use it on the lock. So whatever you can do to keep Yoshi alive. If you lose him, just go for the normal exit. That's my plan. Hopefully it won't come to that. There's the checkpoint right there. Just eating rocks and dirt. Guess I won't question Yoshi's constitution at this point. Have I mentioned how useful the cape feather is in the last minute? Can't say it enough, but... And the key is directly below us. I'm just gonna go for the normal exit and then go for that 40 spot. And then come right back in and do it again with Yoshi. So after this, the secret exit will open up the entrance to Star Road in this neck of the woods. But yeah, so we'll do, I guess, Larry's Castle, and then we'll head into the Star Road levels, the Star World stages, and then from there the special stages, Special World. And then finally take on Bowser's Castle and finish this game. One of our longer walkthroughs here on Video Games 101. Just want to make sure you're aware of the curriculum here, the order in which we're doing things as well. We're feeling it now, though. Still working on our no death run, technically. No, we kind of started over. I like that, just dropped us right back on top of Yoshi right there. You can see just doing the same track when you come in with the same speed, and this time drop down. Just keep it in your mouth right there and somehow open the lock. And there's the entrance to Star Road. Yeah, let's take on Larry's Castle now, the last of the regular stages, I suppose, outside of Bowser's Castle itself. Again, nothing like Karnast's Lair. These riding platforms here, although, yeah, some of these chains, ball and chains here, it's a little dicey to avoid them. Here we can definitely ride this without worrying about being swallowed up and losing a life. Thankfully. Ultimately, we're trying to go to the right, but yeah, this is just taking us the long roundabout way. We'll be able to hit that block once it comes up top. Grab yourself another dragon coin right there if you like. And try to avoid this mushroom. And is this moving at the same... Couldn't tell if we were outrunning that or not, but whatever. Feeling good. I don't think we'll need that extra feather. Nice as it is to have this one, though. Thankfully, they're not cruel to the point where it, at one point, you know, gets too high for you to make that jump, like you see in some games sometimes, but yeah, not too bad here, those moving platform sections of this game. Some magic Koopas showing up here. And now we gotta wait for them since we don't have our cape feather here to... And he would gap that, wouldn't he? Little help, Magic Koopa. Alright, I can probably make this work. There we go. Almost to our detriment. Can jump on them, but only when they're right there sitting in front of you. It's a tough, shallow jump to make right there, yeah. Gonna bait them in. Alright, not making this easy on ourselves. Might be looking at our first death right here. Mentioned this earlier, but yeah, how differently do you play when you don't have that mushroom in your back pocket, when you're not Big Mario? Just kind of baiting them to fire up. And there we go. I like that it's essentially the PlayStation symbols right there, ironically. Gary?
Boss beaters.
Alright, Larry Koopa is just like a more complicated version of the Iggy battle we had at the start. Got some extra fireballs jumping around this time, or actual fireballs coming up, threatening our seesaw platforms, so watch out for those when they pop up. But otherwise, it's the same strategy. Don't get impatient, just make sure you're always doing damage on the lower side so that Larry slides off the side and you'll take him down.
Thank you, Gary. And Fluff?
So you got Koopas named after some of the most famous people in history, and then you've got Larry. I said early on that almost every single one of the Koopas is named after a famous figure. Well, Larry is the exception. There have been a lot of arguments about who he may have been named after. For instance, many purport that he's named after longtime media magnate and talk show host Larry King, but this rumor has never been confirmed. Dave Brooks, who earlier I pointed out was in charge of naming the Koopa Kids as part of the localization for Super Mario Bros. 3, has admitted with regards to the name that Larry Koopa, quote, just looked like a Larry.
Can't argue with that. Thank you very much, Fluff. So we're going to do these Star World levels a little out of order, at least for this first one, starting with 5, just because I don't feel like going all the way back. But once again, 2 different ways to beat this stage. The secret exit is the one we're doing first. So basically just build up some speed at the start with a cape feather and come up top here. And then duck and slide underneath those blocks right there. And easy as that. You have the secret exit, which actually takes us to where we ultimately want to go, to the special areas, but we're not going to do that yet. So we're going to beat this the conventional way to make this connect with Star World 1, and then we'll just do them chronologically from there. But once again, a cape feather, very useful here. We're not going to fly through the whole stage. We're going to show you what we got here in Star World 5, but we can make our little coin bridge here by hitting that and then hitting the P, but we can also just use the ground beneath it to create a little runway for ourselves to fly to this area here, I want to point out, where we have a baby Yoshi. And if we feed baby Yoshi 5 enemies, 1, 2, 3, 4 enemies. I'd say I'm wrong, but I really do think it's meant to be 5 enemies right there, but nevertheless, we have ourselves a yellow Yoshi, which are the stomping kind, so you can use that to stomp the enemies around you to take them down when they're in that close proximity there. Not sure why that one didn't take, but worked on the spinies earlier. Nothing that a good cape twirl can't take care of. Now, actually, earn a couple extra lives here, but now this will connect us back with the normal connecting point back to Star World 1, so we can go through these stages as intended now. And can we get ourselves, maybe not, might have gotten a little bit of off rhythm now, especially when yeah. Is what it is. 4 extra lives right there. How about that? All right. So now we're going to head back to Star World 1. All of these have, you can see where this connects right here. Back in the normal area. Might as well grab ourselves an extra cape feather, since all these stages are quite challenging, actually. Grab ourselves an extra life as well. Like our yellow Yoshi. This first Star World is very simple, actually, for both exits. We'll start a little spin jump right here, hop back on Yoshi, and just keep going lower and lower. There's a number of different items hidden within the blocks here. You have dragon coins there. We missed one already. There's a cape feather to the left. Fire flower to the right back up there. Extra life right there. And we force down, that's fine. Get a star. Another star to the left, actually, so you'll get one. Whichever side you come in on. Got 2 more of the dragon coins on this side, just regular coins on the right. Got a bunch of flying Koopas in the middle of that area. Keep our star going here. And that's about it. But yeah, this will spit you out with just a normal exit here. And the secret exit even faster to grab. So we'll duck back into Star World 1 and knock this out now. Just sends you back, but again, we're trying to get every single exit in this game, so just in the interest of showing every single exit and getting that perfect score, or at least this game's interpretation of a perfect score. We'll do that, and then we'll drop down and get the actual exit to this area, which you don't need Yoshi for. But we'll head over to Star World 2 now, an underwater level. And if you don't already have a Yoshi, that'll be a blue baby Yoshi. And I'd like to give this star a little bit of a head start before we grab it so we can get a little bit more time with it. And then just have some fun taking out the Rip Van fish. All the different sea life here in Star World 2 to rack up a whole bunch of 1-ups here. We have a second star. Just make sure, again, you hit it before you lose your first star. You don't have to grab it while you have your first star, but you have to make it appear while you have your first star. Hit that block. And you can see how easy it is to clean up lives here in Star World 2. Honestly, just hitting this stage probably, 3-4 times, something like that. You could easily max out at 99 lives for what it's worth, but again, 2 different exits. We're going to go with the normal one first. And once again, the hidden exit is just as easy as that exit right there, essentially. Let's see how long we can hang on to this yellow Yoshi. I like this one. I like the color. Like his vibe. So let's head back. Star World 2, same thing. Let's see how many lives we can get this time. Don't want to accidentally swallow that star early. Don't want to lose our Yoshi either, obviously, because he runs a little bit faster than we can swim in this stage, so we can't catch up to him. And he'll be lost, so see if we can at least get, maybe flirt with 50 lives. Not gonna quite get there. It's about the best we can do. That's all right. 44, not too shabby. There we go. All right. 48. Lasted a bit longer than I thought. All right, so mind all the Rip Van fish that are coming after you, and this time we're gonna go low here. Use Fluff's swimming tip. Just hold down as you hit that B button to just keep a nice straight path, essentially. But that's the secret exit and the actual way to progress and make that connection to Star World 3. This one is ridiculously easy and ridiculously short, actually. So we'll do with the normal exit first. Let's see how many of these coins we can grab first, actually. And yeah, we're not gonna have time. All right, that's fine. So let's just head out. So again, this will send us back. If we want the secret exit, which will make the next connection, you could kind of see it above us as we were flying right there. We get some more. Nah, I kind of get off my rhythm there. That's all right. I kind of launch off for that last one. That would have been satisfying. Oh well. There we go. Got 2 out of it. Yeah, this is my kind of level right here. So it sends us back, so we'll go for the secret exit, which is right above us. Grab that one up again, get a little speed, and just, well, it's just to the left of that block right there, as you can see, that blue block at the top. Fly all the way up, grab yourself the key. Gotta keep my Yoshi pal. Record for this playthrough that I think we've had a single Yoshi. And then the final Star World, which we haven't seen yet, we get a red baby Yoshi there at the start, if you didn't already have one. And plenty of opportunities to just fly through this one, as you see a lot of the blue-shelled Koopa Troopas. And make sure you keep on top of it, remembering that Yoshi only keeps that shell in his mouth for so long. I think it was about, 18 seconds, something like that, so... But one is actually necessary for coming down here and getting the secret exit. We can use this actually to dislodge the key from the box. And there's your secret exit. And that makes our last connection there. Let's just go through it again, fly through, and while we're doing this, another Fluff fact.
There's a secret glitch here in the hidden exit for Star World 4, which you can access if you are Cape Mario and have a Yoshi. With the key in Yoshi's mouth, build up speed and bop every green block to the left. When you spit the key out, it will have changed to an upside-down Cheep Cheep, which can't hurt Mario, as you can see here.
Very cool, thank you, Fluff. Also very cool are the special levels which we're about to enter. Thought it was really cool finding that as a kid, all the different names of those stages, just something different. Just felt like you were kind of like in between the code of the game or something. You were somewhere you were not meant to be, and yeah, it was cool. Say it again. So since we've already done stage 5, let's go ahead and move on to the secret area, which we unlocked by unlocking the secret exit for 5, and we head on into Gnarly. Amazing if you have made it this far. First thing you want to do is grab this Koopa with your Yoshi. Bring a Yoshi, by the way, if you haven't already. And we'll fly all the way up to the top. Hit this P block, keep going. Grab a 1-up right here, and see how quickly we can do this. This block will not be here once that P switch runs out, but if you make it, you can go through that pipe. If you go down to the bottom, you'll come out through this pipe right here, but just a little fun way to go right there. You can get some silver coins from that lake too, but we don't care. We got a 14. I think it's the first 14 we've drawn this entire game, actually. All 60-some levels. I guess the ones with the tape. Maybe a bit more, actually, with the secret exits and everything. But on the Tubular and class, this is going to break my heart because it's time to leave our Yoshi behind. I'm going to leave him right here rather than letting him drop to his death because we have some P balloons to grab. And this is some tricky, not platforming, but floating. Trying not to hit any of the Chuck's projectiles, any projectiles in general, really. There's a lot of things which want to deflate Mario here. This is probably the hardest one to hit because we're about to run out and we need to hit this P balloon, but yeah, if you thread it like that, you can make it work. And we could probably ride this last balloon all the way to the end. We are good. And they gave you the 1-up for doing it with the balloon. But yeah, that level, it's compromised many a no-death run, in my experience. But we move on now from Tubular to Way Cool. Very Clarissa explains it all right there. Any Clarissa Explains It All fans here? Not gonna lie, class, had a bit of a crush on Melissa Joan Hart when I was a kid. Also realized even when I was a kid that if I were Clarissa's dad, I probably wouldn't be cool with Sam or anyone having a ladder up to my daughter's bedroom window, but anyway, we're gonna ride this ignoring all the switches and then just float over here with the cape feather to grab ourselves a Yoshi. And we have an opportunity for some Yoshi wings to get to a secret Yoshi area right here. As our milquetoast green Yoshi becomes a vibrant and brilliant blue Yoshi that can fly. Well, right now at least. Good color. We'll see how long we can hold on to this one after we had to say goodbye to old yellow. but drop down after that, and that's just objectively a more way cool way to beat that stage. Some might say awesome, even. But yeah, grab the shiny special shell right there. It's all flickering different colors, and you unlock all of the abilities for Yoshi. Old blue here. We can stomp. Oh, I guess it just disappeared. Well, whatever. We can still fly. Any shell. It's pretty great. On a level like this in particular. And I'm not sure, I was going to say, I wasn't sure where we were right there, so I was very careful about dropping. Just burning through these levels. They're not necessarily more difficult than other levels. In that case, it was more just an issue of having lots of different enemies being thrown at you all at once, which I guess in theory does make this more difficult, but we move on to Groovy now. A lot of pokies in the Groovy stage. And actually, a groovy fact about this stage, you might recognize it from the intro when the music was playing and just the demo mode, if you will. Yeah, that's this map right here. We actually get to play it, which is kind of cool. Not way cool, mind you, but yeah, you see all the pokies right there, and we're just flying above them. And again, just recycling shells is a great way to get through stages like this. Assuming you got your blue Yoshi, like we got here. Which you should have too, because we just got it, essentially. When our green Yoshi turned into a blue one, and there's plenty of shells to go around to fly through most of these stages. As we're moving on now to the one name of a stage which never fit with the others. One of these things is not like the others. That would be Mondo. I guess you could use Mondo as an adverb, you know, saying this is Mondo awesome, or something to that extent, but just kind of sounds wrong. But anyway. I was gonna say, don't tell me we lost blue. At least he's not going far when we do lose him. You can swallow up a lot of the fish, knock him off his perch. Like so. Couple Koopa Troopas right up ahead so we can fly a little bit more. Build up some speed before we do it. You can go in that left pipe to just go to a little coin section. Get the 5th dragon coin if you're interested in something like that. Another one right there. And we'll just softly touch down right there. Spit out the red shell and Mondo down. It was Mondo easy with the blue Yoshi, I have to say. Starting to use it. We need to work that more into our everyday vernacular, I think. Mondo. Outrageous. Another kind of wooded area here. Probably one of the more difficult stages in the game. Yes, you can swallow bullet bills, by the way, and fire. And I'm done questioning Yoshi's stomach here. Trying to get a little bit more speed here before we fly over this, but swallow up that spring. And then you can see there's another one along the way, but it's a little safer to grab that one than the second one, and then use that to jump over that massive, just way too tall for its own good pipe right there. And they're just throwing everything at you now, just enemies popping out of blocks. 58 extra lives at this point. Just a lot of craziness here and outrageous. You might describe this level, deservedly so, as outrageous actually, but just one stage to go after this. And I like to use a little bit of runway here if you have the cape feather and just fly over this little craziness. Note that there's no pipes you can go into in that stage, but anyway, a little context on the names of these stages now and how it differs from the Japanese regional version. Fluff?
while the special worlds are all named after 90s surfer lingo in the Western localization. In the Japanese version, the first 2 levels are named Fun Course. Levels 3 and 4 are named Even the Mario Staff is Shocked Course, likely a joke meant to praise the abilities of the player. 5 and 6 are named Specialists Course, and 7 and 8 are named Championship Course. And none of the pairs feature any differentiation in their names within them.
Yeah, I think we came out the winners in that. It's a small victory, but we'll take it, us Western players. Thank you very much, Fluff. And one last stage, class, as we get a little funky. And kind of like some the stages we encountered earlier, there's plenty of opportunities where we can grab the odd Koopa Troopa shell. And if we have our blue Yoshi, we even have a couple blue shells. If you don't have a blue Yoshi, you can fly through. But yeah, we're taking this one all the way, class. I think we're good with this Yoshi. Hit that for the extra life. And even the game is respecting your skills at this point, as am I if you're playing along with me, as you are a super player. I think the Japanese version says the same thing, only the grammar's not as spot on. But anyway, after that, you'll see a sizable change take place across the map. Fluff?
Beating every hidden level creates a number of changes across the game. The overworld and a few sub-areas go through autumnal seasonal-looking changes, while shells and enemies in the Koopa Troopas, Piranha Plants, and Bullet Bills change their appearance as well.
We'll take a look after we clean up on these 1-ups right here. Nice 8 spot to bring our total all the way up to 69. There we go. Alright, so as we exit the special world right here, as you see the Super Nintendo logo right there, this will kick us out back where we started the game, back at Yoshi's house. And sure enough, there's the autumnal kind of makeover that you have. Certainly in some areas of the world more than others. Kind of autumnal, kind of springish. But anyway, make sure you're topped off for this final stretch, that just being Bowser's Castle at this point. Grab a couple cape feathers. Don't need Yoshi, obviously, since he doesn't come in anyway, but once you're ready, take the Star Road. You'll see even the Star Road has gotten a bit of a makeover right here, but we're just going to cross over to the bottom right Star Road exit, which will take us back to Valley of Bowser and in the front door. And we bid a fond adieu to Old Blue here. It's been fun. Alright, so going in the front door of Bowser's Place, you have 2 sets of 4 different rooms. So I recommend 2 for the first set. Each of the different doors has different obstacles, enemies, things like that. I find 2 for the first half to be very easy, because that's all you have to do. And then the second half, I like 7. So remember, 27 for Bowser's Castle here. And this one, just have to deal with some of these Bowser statues right here. Not too difficult, they just hop around and breathe fire every now and then. Not too difficult to avoid for the most part. And then you're through. And then this is essentially where you would start if you had gone in the back entrance. You can kind of see that as we sped that up and Fluff was given his fact earlier on as we just burned right through it. Got some Mecha Koopas here. First sighting of them in this game. They'll be very important during our final battle with Bowser. Got some ninjas as well. But anyway, finally throwing down with the big man himself, Bowser, and with keys on how to take him down, our resident boss expert, Gary, one last time. Gary, take us home.
Boss beaters. Right, Bowser, the final boss here in Super Mario World. First, wait for those Mecha Koopas to fall. Jump on one of them, grab them, and toss them up. Same thing for the second one as well. You want to jump between the fire when he's going between his phases. These little fires will come down one at a time with just enough space that you can kind of jump between them, but I like to go right to left when they're moving left to right, as you can see, and just Not too difficult right there. When he comes back for his second phase, he's going to drop a giant bowling ball. I'm going to jump over that bowling ball pretty quickly before Bowser starts flying around again. Repeat the process when he drops the Mecha Koopas. And just watch out for the fire once again. And then the final phase. He's going to be bouncing around. Just run underneath him when he's bouncing up and down. Grab a Mecha Koopa when he drops one out. Kick it up. And you have beaten Super Mario World. Congratulations.
Can't smoke him just yet. Thank you very much, though, Gary. Excellent work today. Excellent work from all of my TAs. Mondo, excellent work even. How about that? Here's the bowling balls. Yeah, big thanks to Fluff for his record number of facts throughout the course of this class, blazed with all the item guides. And of course, Gary with the boss beaters. I think Fluff may have one last Fluff fact for us, which he'll share with us on the out. And let's see if we can gap the fire here. Simple enough. Then we'll just move left to right as they disappear, extinguish. Oh, good. Mecha Koopa's still hanging about. Got a little hasty there. That's alright. It's be a bad time. Lose our no death run right here. One more ought to do it. Say goodnight, Bowser. That is all she wrote. And there she is, class. Until she gets kidnapped next time, but let's enjoy it for the moment. I like it. She's got like a foot on Mario, maybe 6 inches at least. Into the shorter guys. But anyway, Mario's adventure is over. Mario, the princess, Yoshi, and his friends are going to take a vacation. I'd say it's well deserved after this one, as we get to enjoy some fireworks in the background here. Fireworks kind of make me think of one of my favorite endings of all time, and pretty much any video game, is Super Mario RPG. A game I'd like to do a class on here in the future as well. Maybe we could coax Mario back for that one, but for now, congratulations, class, and I mentioned it, let's bring in Fluff for one last Fluff fact about Super Mario World.
When you finish the complete playthrough of Super Mario World like we show in this guide, you may be confused to see it show a 96 after the star, wondering where's that last 4%. The star and 96 actually collectively signal that you've played every level and discovered every single one of the 96 exits in the game. So if you've been saving and see a star 96, congrats, you've aced this game. At this point, you can set personal goals for yourself, whether that's score-related or getting every single dragon coin. But us, we got other classes to do.
We certainly do. Thank you very much one last time, Fluff. One last time to all of my TAs, and one last time to you as well, class. Maybe the first time. I don't know if I thank you for being here, but thank you so much for being here, class. If you don't mind, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to Video Games 101 to enroll in these classes. We do one of these classes every single week. We would love to have you enrolled. Look, there's Davy Brooks. Fluff mentioned him many times throughout the course of this class. Shigeru, obviously. But click that like button as well if you don't mind. Really does help us out to make future classes for you. And leave a comment. Have you ever aced this game, as Fluff put it, gotten that 96 with the star, and gotten every single hidden exit, regular exit, every single exit in this game? And where do you think Super Mario World stacks up in the overall Super Mario series, at least in terms of the platforming specific type games? Obviously, Mario has had a lot of games associated with him, tied to his name over the years. There you go, a very happy ending here in Super Mario World. Thank you one last time, class. But that's our time. We'll see you next week in the same spot for next week's class right here on Video Games 101. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and comment on this video, and click subscribe if you haven't already, as this seriously helps me to keep making great content for you. And check the description of this video to see what song is playing right now.